thank you so freaking much. I'm honored and blessed that you could even do this for me. I truly, truly, truly appreciate this. And let me just first off start off by saying thank you so much for all of your incredible music, your incredible albums that you ever made since the beginning, from 16 to Class XIX to Baby Blue to Colorblind. We truly, truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You certainly have made your mark for sure. I mean, I always like, I saw you, where was I? I think it was at the Porter Robinson show or something. You're always, yeah, you're always around. I love it.
Thank you so much. It was because of just the Splendid merch. Okay, you're the CEO of the Splendid Society. I mean, immediately I thought it was like, oh, that's PLUKO, isn't it? And yeah. I had to at least come up and like in the last show, I had to come and say hello again.
Of course, always. I love when people say hello. You always got to come up and say hello. I'll always be down to have a chat.
Yes, I had to at least apologize for not making it to December 4th show. I know that was possibly a really incredible show, but I'm honored and blessed I was able to see you when you first headlined Elsewhere NYC. That was an absolute honor to witness, and that was indeed another crazy night. It was one of my favorite moments of 2021, and the surprise that was in store on that night, I could not believe. I mean, hello, there, like Jai Wolf was freaking on that stage along with Mel, Memba, and everyone else. Like that was like a little taste of like what to expect for the Porter Robinson night. So I thank you for him being there and pretty much letting me get a little teaser of what to expect when it comes to Jai Wolf.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was cool to have all the New York homies pull up, and yeah, it was a great night for sure. I'm glad you were there.
I was happy to be there, and I had to at least ask, like, I know I looked through like a little bit of YouTube channel, and like it showed like you moving to NYC. Why NYC?
I'm just like East Coast. I live near here, and I've always loved New York, and I just wanted to try to live on my own because I wasn't, I didn't go to college, and like all of my friends were going to college and stuff, and I wanted to like go somewhere. So I figured why not try New York, and I love it. I love it here. It's amazing. Yeah. You live here, right?
Yes, I also was born and raised in NYC as well. Started off from Brooklyn, then moved to Harlem, and now I'm living in the Bronx.
Okay, awesome.
I got a little confused because I remember seeing that you graduated somewhere. Like you showed it all the time, like you had the cap and everything. But that wasn't college. That was high school.
That was high school. Yeah.
That was high school.
Yeah.
So you
and
had
then
when
when I graduated high school is when like all of my friends were going to college, and I'm from like a super small town, so that was when it was time to like move. So I moved to New York, and I go to LA kind of frequently, but I don't think I could ever live over there. I love living here.
Even though like they're like, despite like all the like other people like we see like who are living in LA, like, all the connections, especially in the EDM industry, a majority of them are in LA, but you chose NYC. I'm glad you chose us. I'm honored and blessed you did, because your musicality and your shows in NYC are absolutely amazing. I'm happy about that. But a lot of people say LA because of all the different connections and such, but that didn't really appeal to you that much.
It does appeal to me. That's why I go there pretty frequently. Like I'm going there in like 10 days to go, and I'll be there for like 2 weeks, and I try to spend a decent amount of time out there and get, see all those people and see all my friends out there, but still have, I'm a big family guy. My family's over here. So, and I have a car, so I can drive and go see them. So for me to be on the other side of the country, although would be great, I think family is like the most important thing for me. So I like to make sure I'm close to them.
Right. That's definitely understandable, and that's very admirable to hear, because I didn't really expect like a lot of like artists to be like, you know, family people. Like we love our family. Like I love my family as well. But there's like, you know, like your normal family, but there's also your EDM family and all the connections that you made that like with those people you've interacted with, let's say like through Foreign Family, through ODESZA and everyone else, like that kind of became your family too. And now you create
Yeah.
Splendid Society, and those other people as well who support you and what you're doing, what you're creating. I'm curious to know, how did Splendid Society come to be?
Yeah, that was it's a just kind of a creative, mostly a clothing brand, but just kind of like a creative hub. And my friends that I grew up with and I came up with the name like a really long time ago when we were like 13 or 14 or something like that. And then finally made it, you know, started to put out clothes and stuff. Maybe a little over 2 years ago. And then I started to be independent with like my music and everything, and just started using that name. And at some point, big pictures, like I'd like to like, there's a lot of artists that I have found that I'm in, you know, constantly talking to, and I really believe in them, that I would like to like, you know, put out through the name. But I don't like, I really don't want to be like a label, and like I want people to have full creative control, and like I don't want to be involved in like, you know, I want people, you know, maybe just like guide people's ideas, but and then provide a platform for it. Um, but yeah, it's just like very complicated, and it's really hard to do like a label type of situation unless you have like a very big team and you know, a
Right.
bunch of money and all that stuff. So
Understood. I do respect that, but do you have any plans of like really making your own label? That's not like really like stirring in your mind, right? You just want to stay clothing and only clothing. That's like your
no, I like the idea of having it be some like a platform that people can release music on, but not
mhm.
a stereotypical like record label. You know, uh just like I feel like it's just kind of has a bad connotation to that. You know, if it's gonna end up being anything with music, I think Foreign Family is a great you know, example, because they're
Mhm.
technically a record label, but being with them, I know that they had no, you know, um they were very open to like all of my ideas, and just kind they weren't, you know, telling me what to do or anything like
Right.
that, you
It was
know.
like they were just giving you the spotlight, giving you like this person's a part of Foreign Family under the name of ODESZA. We're not gonna like hold your hand, like tell you you're gonna do this or you're gonna do that. We're just gonna let you do whatever you want, to have creative control over what you want to do and what you want to like make, what you want to make name yourself. Like what will really scream PLUKO.
Yeah, something, yeah, exactly, just like a place where people can like just put out their art, whether it's music or design clothes or art or paint, you know, paintings or any kind of artwork. I just films. I'm a big creative in every aspect, not just music. So yeah.
Right. So I had to talk about Splendid Society because first off I sold the clothing, and secondly I also want to thank you for letting me like have a free pick of the litter when it comes to, like the clothing, because of like what I do for the community. I really appreciate that. So I wanted to understand more like the history of Splendid Society. I want to really like give my utmost respect to the people working in that team and everything in between. I know I saw a little bit like Splendid Society on Instagram, and I saw the stickers as well. I thought to myself, I want to like really see it up close. Sadly, someone took that away when it was a day of the New York show. I just really wanted to like at least see it with my own two eyes, like the power of Splendid. And again, I just wanted to give my utmost respect and gratitude to Splendid Society and everything that was made. And if I may say, what I would love to have, I'm a t-shirt type of guy. I'm wearing right now where it says "Keep Going." But what really stuck out to me in Splendid Society was that amazing piece of clothing that was inspired in. It was like speaking to planet Earth, and like being sustainable and like speaking. That to me was like, oh yes, that's something I would love to have, but I think that's sold out, isn't it?
The sweatshirt is sold out. There
Mhm.
might be a lot of stuff is sold out, but I have t-shirts from the show that were only sold at the show that I could send
Mhm.
you that say like Bleach Live, which was that show.
Wow.
And then I also have here, let me show you this. This isn't out yet. Let me show you guys.
No, no, no. Something isn't out yet. Oh, no. Am I ready? Am I freaking ready for this? Oh, God. Oh, God.
I got it. So we haven't put stuff out in a while because we've been working on changing everything up.
Right.
And I kind of had an epiphany of like how bad the fashion industry is for the world and for the environment,
Mhm.
and how wasteful a lot of the habits of your average person, and not even just in America but all across the world. So, and I saw
Right.
this documentary that really inspired me, and so I went on a hunt and we started to make hoodies out of recycled cotton. And
Mm.
so this is going to come out next week, actually.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's incredible. So that's not like on like the Splendid Society website. Not at all.
No, it's not out yet. It will be end of next week, I think.
Well, I will tell you this. If you need someone to model something as amazing as that, I'd be more than happy to be one of the people if you like. I'm just putting myself out
Yes,
there.
I'll send you one.
I'll make sure to get you pictures, and I'll make sure it's good enough to be put on the website. But that is something I wholeheartedly love, respect, and would totally support. And
Maybe.
adding on to the fact that that's made by recyclable cotton, and like fighting off against like how the fashion industry is with its materials, with how it creates it. Adding to the fact, I learned more about that information thanks to a book that's called. Have you heard of a book called Overdressed?
No.
So this is the book that I chose to read like throughout summer vacation. I remember, but it's also spoke about the fashion industry and how all the clothes that you see, like when you go to like any department store, like I worked at a department store called K&G, like there was like you talk about H&M, Bloomingdale's, but this book totally opened my eyes to what sadly how crazy the industry is and how detrimental it is. So the book is called Overdressed: The Shockingly High Cost of Cheap Fashion.
Huh. Yeah.
That's
That's
something I think you would enjoy. And I read the whole book. I think I have a copy of it still, but it's written by Elizabeth L. Klein. That's the title of the book.
Let me write that down. Yeah. The documentary that I had initially saw was basically the same thing. I think it was called The True Cost of Fast Fashion or something like that.
Well, I'm glad I'm hitting it on the mark. Because immediately when I thought of fashion and like how the fashion industry is, I immediately thought of that book. So this
I got it. I just pulled it up on Amazon, so I'll
perfect.
either look at it online or try it out on order a
Yeah,
physical copy.
I think it was like one of the best pieces of writing I ever written in that time. But it really opened my eyes to like the fashion industry and everything of sorts. And it kind of hurt a bit that I was like one out of four, four people who actually completed the essay over a summer vacation, and everyone else, like all 30 other people that was there, didn't even do it. So I was like one of the
Oh,
very few who actually took the time to do it. And so I remember that day so well. My teacher said, "You know what? If I could, I would let you pass this class with flying colors. You don't have to come in." But I wasn't that lucky. Just like I'll let you be free for the whole month, and just like you want to listen and listen, but you did the work. You did what you had to do. So that's your reward right there. I couldn't believe it. So hey, hard work pays off. Especially when it comes
absolutely.
to
Yeah.
school. Stay in school, people. But so when it comes to being in Foreign Family Collective with ODESZA, I had a feel to be noticed by legends like them, because I know that they left their mark on the industry as well. Like we talk about like a moment apart. And that's like that's one of my favorite songs from them, like the album that they released. How did it feel like being noticed by legends like them?
It's really cool. Yeah, it was really, really cool. Like when they first were like giving me feedback and everything, it was honestly nice because I obviously knew what their stuff about, like, obviously knew their stuff, but I wasn't like a super fan or anything like that. So I feel like it would have been a little more intimidating if I was like a crazy super fan, but I was just like very, you know, respected them and their music. And obviously everybody knows their music. So the initial conversations was cool because then it was just like, you know, they're just such cool and just nice and genuine people. You know, you would never know that they were a part of something as big as what they've created if you just ran into one of them in a coffee shop or something. You know,
Right.
they're very great people. So the whole process of, you know, it almost felt like it was just normal. You know, it was just like at first it was like, wow, this is really crazy, and then like they have no like stigma or no wall up of like, you know, they're just human and very relatable people. And the whole everybody on that whole, you know, team is amazing. And, you know, I have nothing but good things to say about all of them.
Right, that is amazing to hear, and to know that they don't really like, put themselves like on a pedestal. Like there's some artists who like put themselves on a pedestal, like they reach at a certain level, and it's like nothing can touch them. They like they made up to the top, and ODESZA is one of those duos. But
they could, if they wanted to, they could, and nobody would say anything.
No one would say anything.
Yeah,
but they
choose to be good people first, which is, I respect that. Yeah,
which is something that's like very rare to see in the industry. I'm so honored and blessed that they are definitely like that, and it makes me respect so much more in their work, so much more. And well, regarding the Foreign Family Collective and of course ODESZA, are there any artists that I would say? Well, no, let me go there. Let me ask this because it's something I'm curious to hear. With your entire work, we're talking like 16, XIX, Colorblind, and time plus energy, all your works. If you can define it in, let's say, 3 words of your music, just like 3 words out of the blue to describe your musicality, what would those 3 words be?
To just 3 words to describe all of the music that I have out now.
Or basically just like your musical style, because
my style.
Pretty much yeah. Your style, like in 3.
All of the music that I have out now, I feel like it's just like a public record of my progression of, because you know, like I love my early work, but you could tell it's not as good as the newer stuff, and it's not as well produced. And
that's, you
know,
kind of debatable because 16 was the first album I listened like to and fro from you, and I absolutely freaking loved it. Like Asleep and His Perspective, Lost, Love, Need Ya. I still remember these songs till this day.
I appreciate that. I'm glad. Yeah, no, I think it's just me like knowing the songs for so long, and you know, I think a lot of people still really like all of those songs, but I just feel, you know, there's definitely like I've learned so much about me and about the music that I like to make over all of that time. So I think that, you know, even though that might be someone's favorite album in the world, I just feel like I've grown so much, and I feel like what I've developed into, I feel like, okay, so to answer your question, long story short, 3 words to describe my sound. I don't know. I think abstract would be a good word. And kind of like limitless, genreless, very fluid, you know, like fluid would be a good word, I guess. And then a third one would be expressive. Is very deep and connected to how I feel. And yeah, what was that? Fluid, expressive, abstract.
Expressive, and abstract, which is words that I'm surprised that you said, and it totally matches, like you said, your progression of sound. So I could listen to 16 and still enjoy it, but then you listen to something like Colorblind, and even just the cover alone, I can see the abstract of it. I could see how it's very fluid. And I think fluid was one word I can use to describe the whole like movie of Colorblind. Like some of the visuals I saw were so trippy, but it was so beautiful, and it matched everything so incredibly. And I actually like this little bit here, where I remember it was like it was like building up to like this certain song, and immediately just cuts, and everything is said 22, 22, 22, 22. I said to myself, wait a second, is that a message? But then I watched it over again. I saw, wait a second, that's where it stopped. That was like an intermission part. That was so clever. I loved it.
Yeah.
So, dude, like Colorblind is like a perfect, was like the album that like really blew me away, and it's in like 10 times over, and I can see, and I can easily hear the progression of like your musicality from then till now. I think a perfect example in my mind that I keep playing over and over and over again. You may have saw me rock out to it. The Lovely One. Oh my God, the Lovely One is so freaking lovely. I can never get enough of it. It's on repeat over and over and over again in my head, because it's just, that's like one of the few songs that like really like stuck out to me. I was like, oh my God, this is PLUKO, and it was so fluid, it was so abstract, and you could totally say expressive, because I felt like the power, I felt the vibe, the vibrations, and like the sensations of each song flow through my body when I was hearing it live, and I had nothing else to say but thank you so much for such a beautiful experience of Colorblind. It was such, oh my God, Colorblind. I can never get enough of that album.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's so cool. That means so much to you. I really
it truly did. And I think thanks to this album, and even your song with Elo Elo and Manila Killa on the way, that was like some of my I would say this. 16 is where I began, but I was like, I kind of like went down, like listening to other people, but those songs there on the way, Colorblind, brought me back, and I was like, where have you been all this time? I'm sorry I left. I'm back, and I'm not leaving. It was that type of feeling. So my apologies there, but
oh, no worries.
And yeah. But here's what surprised me a bit. So this one I had a few questions about. So Baby Blue, this to me was like, I didn't hear about this at first. I was so focused on this Colorblind, I was blind by the colors of Colorblind, did not know this Baby Blue. My apologies there. But okay, how did that one come to be? Because some of the songs I heard, like Feelings with Marley, beautiful, incredible. Time plus energy, time spent, energy spent, and it was just brought it came together to create something so incredible in that song too. How did Baby Blue come to be? Because that's like a recent EP we see.
Yeah, that's like a kind of an addition to the Colorblind songs.
So like an extension to it.
Yeah, it's an extension. Yeah, it's songs that like didn't make the final cut, and then songs that I made like after I turned in the album. I made a lot of those songs just like immediate before it was out, but after I turned Colorblind in. So yeah, no, there was a lot of music on there that I hadn't finished and stuff like that. So that's what Baby Blue was. You know, the cover's kind of similar. It's got the square there, and yeah, it's just
still abstract as all hell.
Yes,
with the blue and the yellow and a little bit of orange. Although I'm curious to know, just go deeper into art style. Like I love the visuals. I give my credit to anyone who creates certain visuals and like really complements the work of what you make. Why such like the trippy like colors most of the time? Like is that type of art you're really into, or is that really? It doesn't have to be a shape. It doesn't have to be like structured. It's just flowing, and that's it.
Yeah. That's just a style I was really into, and I did all that artwork myself. And so it was like, it's not the hardest thing to do. So it was like, I was really into it, but I was also like, it's kind of like easier to do. And
all that was you. That was you? I thought it was someone else that we had to give credit for, because I love to give my credit to everybody involved in the team. Course. But that art was you.
Yeah, the cover, and a lot of the video and the album film and that kind of stuff. A couple of friends helped me out with that. But
so even some of the visuals that we see in the Colorblind full EP movie full album
Yeah.
movie.
The whole thing,
Was
yeah.
all those visuals, was that like really all you?
Probably like 75%. And then I had a couple friends, my friend Huey and my friend Abe, the guys that I started Splendid Society with. They helped edit film and stuff and all that. But yeah, I like, I've been into visuals, and like I used to make movies, like little short films, before I even made music when I was like really young. So it's still something I'm really passionate about. But yeah, no, so like on the question of how like why super abstract stuff, I just feel like I'm a big, like I was just at a museum 2 days ago. I was at the MoMA, and
The Museum of Modern Art?
yeah. And my the thing that speaks to me the most about art is contrast, and contrast between colors, and music, contrast in dark versus light, you know, energy, high energy versus chill stuff, you know, like I think that when you have contrast, you can see the beauty in both the light and the dark. If you have all dark or all light, it's hard to see. I think I have a very great example. You're a big concert goer. A great example is if you go to like a dubstep show and it's all builds and drops, it's like it doesn't hit as hard after a while because you're kind of used to it. But if you go to, you know, if you go to a show where, for example, like a Flume show or an ODESZA show, where it's mostly like there's some chill stuff and then all of a sudden some crazy stuff happens, that feels you feel the contrast of it, and you feel the emotion because it's kind of comes out of nowhere. So I'm a big perspective and contrast. So abstract art, I don't think that you need shapes or words or anything to evoke emotion. I think it's cool.
Right. And I feel like the one that like I think what really stuck out to me, I was so like heavy on the whole visual thing, is because stuff like this, I had to find the image because this
1
was
second.
Like,
is there any way I got a call from my doctor? It'll be 3 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was trying to find it. I'm glad I finally found it. So this is what stuck out to me. It was during the movie, The Lovely One. It was this part right here. Like, dude, something like this is what stuck out to me. If you can see it. What is that? Dude! It's still moving! Bark on her face! I was like, oh my gosh, what is this sorcery? This is incredible! It was during The Lovely One when it got to track 4, and I was blown away by it. And that's the thing is, I said myself, I had to ask, how does the mind of PLUKO create stuff like that? It's all directed by you, so how do you, like, and a part of me is like, why was he using some of these visuals like on live stage when Colorblind was playing? Because that would have blown everyone away, and people really don't understand like what was going on in your mind. Because stuff like this, it's different, it's crazy, it's cuckoo, but I love every single second of it.
Yeah, the live show thing. The show that you were at was supposed to be on the rooftop, so I wasn't supposed to have a screen.
Right.
And so the visuals were super last minute. But for the new Bleach show, the one that I did on December 4th, it's fully, you know, a full hour and 10 minutes of perfectly synced visuals. And the songs from that Colorblind album film have the corresponding visuals. And then there's a lot of new stuff that we spent a ton of time on that I did with my friend Alex. And yeah, it's but how we did it was with green screen paint. It was the same color as I mean, you could do it with any color technically, because the way that you key something with editing is just setting something to a color. So it could be blue or green, but I got the idea from the Flume and Toro y Moi, or however you say
Tori Mori.
Yeah, I'm so bad. I never say that out loud. I'm just like, I'm a big fan of the music, but yeah, that video
from there, I know them thanks to Port Robinson.
Yeah, that video, that video is really cool. That's where I got the idea to try it out, and it ended up looking really cool. I saw like the Louis the Child guys did it as well with I forget what song it was, but I saw they did something with green screen paint too. It's really cool. Like I have a bunch of ideas with not necessarily green screen paint, but like that inspired a lot of other things that I want to try in some like future music videos. It's really, really cool.
It was amazing, and it totally like boggled my mind, and in the best way possible. I mean, it was something that was like so simple. It was just something pouring on someone's face, and but the contrast of it, and it's still moving, even though it was still pouring. I thought it was like frozen for a bit, but no, she was still moving. Her head was still moving. So it's like, how? But now there was green screen paint. I said to myself, are other people doing this? But now I heard you say like it was like taking like inspirations from Flume, from Lose the Child, and those two incredible people. They're amazing. I'm so glad that that inspiration was like given to you, and you just rolled with it in that movie there, and it totally paid off in the best way possible. So thank you so much for answering that. That was like that, like I had to ask that. That was like running through my mind for the longest time ever since I saw that the very first time. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. No, it's a cool effect for sure. It's way more simple than you would think, but it's really cool.
How simple we talking? Like, is it like I can just go out in the field, get some paint, pour it on my body, and you can just immediately just alter it how the colors however you want.
Yeah, you just need another clip. You just need another clip that basically you tell the editing software what to do with a certain color. So if it's like blue or green, you just tell the computer that you want everything that's green to be filled in with this other clip that you have. So the other clip was another visual that I had made, and it was only filling the green stuff. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah. Everything that I know is from YouTube. Just look it up.
YouTube is your best friend.
Yes.
But now I have to ask this question. I have to talk about this. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I want this to be true. You were one of the people who performed in Coachella, am I right?
Correct. Yeah.
How was that type of experience? And I know you weren't like the headline, although I wish you were like one of the headliners for Coachella. Maybe in the future, I would love to see that come to fruition. But how did it feel to be on that big of a stage? Like, when you're on Coachella, you kind of made it in the industry, not just in like EDM, but in general. How did it feel?
It was crazy. Yeah, it was really cool. It was like the Do Lab stage, which is like their smallest stage and typically mostly electronic stuff, but like was super grateful for that experience, and hope to get back there and on a, the legit lineup and the legit stages and everything like that. But that's one of my favorite festivals ever been. It was really special.
That I had to ask because like again, like it's a name as like Coachella that pretty much like everyone knows the name, everyone knows like what it kind of entails, like the power that name gives like so many other artists. But even though you were in like the smallest stage, at least you were a small part of something so much bigger in like music in the music industry. So that's amazing to hear. That's amazing to see. Like in the Coachella in that year, was ODESZA performing? Like were they on a bigger stage, or
they were? Yeah, they were. I actually did not get to see their show though. I had to go. They were playing on like Sunday night, and I had to go back home on that Sunday, so I didn't get to see their show. But I've seen their show a lot, and it's incredible.
I bet that would have been a sight to see. Even like two guys that like they brought me in, and they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, they're amazing.
Are there any festivals that you want to like be a part of in the future?
Yeah, certainly. There's one. It was the first music festival I ever went to, Governor's Ball.
The Governor's Ball.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one on my list, even though it's not, a lot of people don't even know about it, and it's not the most, well, everybody in New York knows about it, but like not a lot of people. Yeah. No, everybody in New York.
No one knows the Governor's Ball?
No, I meant like, everybody knows Coachella, everybody knows EDC, but not everybody knows Governor's Ball unless you're from like up here. So,
right.
But so that one is just like very special to me because it was the first festival I ever went to as a fan. So I would love to be able to play there.
I will add one more festival like to your roster if you would like to. And I feel like that would welcome you with open arms. Have you heard of? Let me see if I'm able to pick it up. Have you heard of a certain type of festival by the name of Electric Zoo?
I have heard of Electric Zoo. Yeah.
I feel like it would be awesome if like you could also like bless us with your presence in that festival as well, since you're in NYC.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, I've never been to Electric Zoo. It looks really cool though.
It's quite the experience. It was the very first festival I ever went to, and it was I chose that festival because you don't have to really camp out there, and I live in NYC, so I have to stay on the grass. I can just go home wherever I want, like come for day one, come back home and sleep on the bed. Don't have to go to a hotel. I can just come day two, then come day three, and I'm still under shelter. So that was I said to myself I had to make sure I enjoy it, and it was such a beautiful experience to see. And someone like you, I think New York would really love to see you just be on the stage maybe this year, because we have like surveys up there where it's like you can choose whoever you want to like be there. I immediately make sure I put in your name since you're in NYC, so you have my blessing.
Thank you. Thanks for voting. Yeah, no, I'd love to play. Yeah, I think it'd be great. I haven't had a conversation with anybody there, but I think it'd be cool.
Well, I'm glad I was able to at least put that in your mind, and just I feel like we'd all really appreciate that. And also, I know your recent song, which is I believe is I'm gonna say is "Tell Me Why." No, turn it down. My apologies for that. Well, it was that song, and it was that song that was most recent, and of course, High Hopes. High Hopes. Oh my God, High Hopes. I could not get enough of that, and I'm so honored and happy to see that was the song that was featured in like a mainstream event, like the Red Bull event. So something like, okay, first off, I had to ask, like, where did that come from? Where did the style of High Hopes come from? Because it was kind of different from the other stuff as well. I immediately thought of like The Weeknd. I was thinking of like Bruno Mars. Like it sounded so clean. It sounded so groovy. Like it was almost like entering into the world of pop music. How did that come to be? Because that's like one of my favorite singles from you.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's funny because it was for Red Bull. They asked us to make the song together, and they had like a vibe, and it was kind of like they curated the song. And I like I said, I like to make all genres of music, and like kind of like more groovy, funky house music typically isn't something that I would release. And if it wouldn't be for that opportunity and them to like bring that group of people with, Duckworth and Sad Alex and I all together, that probably wouldn't have happened. So it was cool. It was cool to just have that one-off single. Like I was kind of nervous to put it out. I was like, I hope people don't think this is like, I'm switching up and I'm gonna like, this is all the only style I'm gonna make now and stuff. But I think people have generally accepted that I kind of make like whatever I want.
Yes, again, I guess it's a feeling that most artists would have when it comes to like them like doing something different. I always say to them, if it's something that you love and you feel the passion in the song, like if you feel the love for your work and what you made, and it's something different, the real people, the real fans, the real PLUKO fans will still be there, and they will still say, we love this song, we love this little switch up from you. It's like someone like me, like there's a lot of people like me who are gladly open-minded to different types of genres of music, and certain genres that we think would not work, it works when you put it into this type of style or this type of way. And I love this. This is why we love creative people like you, like taking those chances and making whatever you want to make. Who cares if it's different?
Yeah.
We welcome different. Who cares if something is weird? Weird is wonderful. Someone like me, I see myself as a pretty different person. Like I stood out from the crowd, and of course I got a lot of verbal bullying, physical bullying out of that. But you don't see me staying down. I'm honored and blessed to be who I am, and I'm not afraid to show off who I am in any type of way, shape, or form. If I have to be formal and professional, then sure, but I will never like lose those roots and lose that energy of who I am. Never, you can't take it that away from me. So
that's beautiful. That's very special that you realize that. There's a lot of people that don't realize that, and that's the mentality that you need to have to be happy, and because there's millions and millions of people out there that if you listen to them, they'll it'll ruin your life, and so I'm glad that you have adapted that mentality, and that's
right.
I don't really care what people think, and if I did, then my music would be all sound the same. It's very obvious I don't make music that sounds the same as the previous release. I was just saying I just didn't I just made that one for fun. Like that was probably the most just like I'm gonna make this for fun song. Like it was like not most of my music is pretty emotionally rooted, and that one was like, let's just make a fun song and just make it cool. And
fun it was. and it's clear to hear it throughout each and every second of the song. But I would say a lot of your other songs that I listen to, it's maybe emotional, but it doesn't mean you can't still vibe to it. It doesn't mean you can't still groove to it. It doesn't mean you still can't have fun with it.
Of course,
at least like even if for example, like what is like the one like emotional song that like is like kind of heavy a bit? Like is there a song like in your discography that like has that type of feeling?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot. I mean, a lot of the stuff from 16 like is very personal to me. Colorblind, like Is It Too Good to Be True? Track 7 is like one of the most personal songs I've ever written.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have not figured that out listening to that song. And again, it's kind of tying back to, even though something is like very emotional, very heavy, I mean, I give my respect to that. I give my respect to your stories and what you went through. I don't like crap on that. It's something that I do uphold to the best of my ability if I possibly can. But if it still has a groove to it, if it still has a vibe to it, I'm gonna make the most out of the situation. This is me not disrespecting it. I'm just really I'm still enjoying it either way.
Yeah, no, music is fun. Music's supposed to be fun. And there's a lot of songs that I've written that are deeper, but that doesn't mean just because they're deep doesn't mean they can't be fun, of course.
Exactly. So that's something. So I hope no one like doesn't like gets that confused. And I feel like for a perfect example, like in my eyes, I think one song that I really listen to over and over again, San Holo, Worthy, that from album 1. It's emotional, but dude, does it go hard, especially in a certain drop. So I understand like the story of it all. I understand the deepness of it, but come on. I cannot have fun with it. I cannot dance to it. I cannot groove to it in some way, shape, or form. Like a lot of people will think or say, how does one dance this type of song if it has type of message? You don't know anything. Step back and just let me show you how it's done. That's the mentality I have.
Amazing.
But yeah, I really do appreciate everything that you made, and I hope that my love and my gratitude for you, it doesn't go like unnoticed, because someone like you and someone as incredible as you, just giving us a piece of what you're so pretty much like welcoming us to your world. We truly appreciate that. I'll just go down to these final 2 questions. First off, back to Foreign Family Collective. Are there any people that you really enjoy listening to in that label?
At Foreign Family?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, pretty much all of the people on Foreign Family, but I listen to Ford a lot, like when I'm just chilling and when I'm just
I did not think I would hear that name, dude. Because here's the thing: it was thanks to you and Ford that brought me into Foreign Family Collective. So you have
cool,
right? Because you have people. I'm listening also like let's say like I'm looking at it right now, the Rare Waves Volume 1 album here from Four Family Collective. We have people like Casbo, Chrome Sparks, Jai Wolf, Gilligan Moss. Thanks to you introducing me to them. Robotalkie, Memba, Medicine, Rimbayudin, hope I'm saying the name properly, but it was you and Ford that introduced me, really introduced to the family of Foreign Family with your work of 16 Colorblind, or that was actually part Proximity too, but for Ford, The Color of Nothing, or The Color of Water, such an incredible album, and it's like my lullaby album every time I go to sleep, because it's just that beautiful, it's just that peaceful, it's just that groovy, it's just that incredible. And I had the privilege to see him live, and I thought to myself, no one will be dancing to this song, but a lot of people were like swaying. Someone like me, I was going all out. I did not care. Yeah. I did not care because Ford is that incredible. So
no, he's insane.
What was about Ford that really really showed, that really like lured you to him?
Well, I was put onto his music by one of the guys from Foreign Family when he like first started to put out music with them, and then I just, I really liked it. It's very, it's just beautiful music, and I'm a big, I really like Tourist and Jamie XX and like more chill ambient stuff, and so Ford fits right into that when I'm in that kind of mood. And it's cool because we were just talking a couple of days ago, and we've known each other for probably 3 years. We met, I don't know, I think we met in Miami at Ultra Music Festival. Yeah, he's just like a really cool guy, and just
So were you like talking? So were you guys like interacting with one another when you were doing 16 and he was like making The Evening? Because 16 and The Evening were made in the same year. Am I correct? Published in the same year.
Yeah, I put out 16 in 2018. So if he
he made The Evening in 2018 too. So I thought you guys were there when you guys made your very first albums in Foreign Family.
Yeah. No, we weren't really in contact yet until I hadn't heard of him until that album, and then we just randomly met at Ultra Music Festival. We were playing there, and then we keep in touch every now and then. But yeah, no, I listen to his music. I think it's great. Yeah, I'm glad you
guys are friends. I'm so happy you guys are friends. I'm just only wondering how would it sound, the style of you and Ford, how would that sound together? Both peaceful yet catchy at the same time. I'm not sure. Only time will tell. I'm so glad that you mentioned Ford as your very first name from Foreign Family. I did not expect that at all. I was hoping maybe Memba or Medicine or Medicine or Jai Wolf, but Ford. I'm so happy.
No, I love. Don't get me wrong. I listen to the Memba stuff and Jai Wolf and Casbo. I knew about Casbo a long time ago, and Chet Porter, all those, everybody. But yeah, no, as far as lately, I've been listening to a lot of Ford when I'm just relaxing.
Wow. Same here, man. Same here. And the second thing that I wanted to ask you is this: what is going to be next for PLUKO? I am curious to know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely coming this year, and it's a lot of stuff that I've been working on for a very long time, and spending a lot of time on just a ton of new music, and now it's just a matter of figuring out the best way to get it all out, and all of that stuff. But you will, the wait will be worth it, I promise. It's been I've been really, this is my favorite stuff I've ever made, and I hope that it's everybody else's favorite stuff I've made too.
Well, with the work like Colorblind and Baby Blue and the reception that I see all the time with those types of works, obviously the future is bright for someone as incredible as you. I already can tell that 2022 is definitely going to be another year owned by PLUKO. I can already see it, and I'm so happy and proud of how you began from where you were from those years ago to where you are now. I am just so honored, happy, proud, and blessed to be a fan of your work. You are absolutely incredible. I am just humbled to at least be a tiny part of the journey, although I'm just a fan who wants to be more involved in the industry and give my own piece of positivity, energy to the community, and impacting the most positive way I possibly can. It's people like you who are just giving me joy, giving us all like these types of feelings that we can't really express, and we truly appreciate you being there as who you are, and like putting it in words, putting it in ways that we can't describe, but we are appreciative of you for. So nothing but gratitude, nothing but love, nothing but me just saying thank you, and thank you for everything you made and just who you freaking are, top to bottom.
Thank you. I mean, I could say the same thing. What I'm doing wouldn't be possible without you, and like your presence is most definitely heard by a lot of people. Like a lot of artists are seeing your positivity and the wonderful things you have to say, and your energy is fantastic. And yeah, I mean, typically, like if somebody would just blindly message me and see if I could get on a video call, like I might say yes, I might not, but like I saw you wanted to, and I was like, of course, because I've been seeing you. I know you're the real deal. I know that you're, I've talked to you. You're great. I love it.
Thank you so much. But again, I was tagging everyone that I knew I was listening to over and over again, that truly made my 2021 such a beautiful year, and was like there for me in my good times, in my bad times. And it was your music as well that was always there. I truly appreciated every single second I spent listening to your music, like understanding it, and like trying to sometimes decipher, analyze it, because it's just who I am. I don't want to be that type of person or fan or super fan or whatever to say just to listen to it once and that's it. No, I really want to show I really do care of your journey and what you're creating, what you're building, what you're making. That's why I'm glad I was able to talk to some people, especially people like you, so I can like bridge. I always say this over and over again. I like to bridge the gap between fan and artist, whether it's just via interview or via just leisurely, but I want to show I truly care. I'm not just a person who just like typing emojis like, yeah, this is fire. No, if something is fire, if something is amazing, I'm going to show it. I'm going to express it, because it truly means it moves my heart in such a way that you can't even imagine. So that's just who I am.
Wow. Amazing. I love it. You're the best.
Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much, PLUKO, for everything that you are and what you do. I'm honored and blessed that you've chosen me to talk to. I am so happy and blessed. Thank you so much.
This is great to talk to you. No, I love chatting, and yeah, I hope to see you around. Hopefully I'll maybe run into you at another show.
Hopefully at another show, or if you headline another place, like who knows, like those moments in those days, it was elsewhere. Tomorrow, it could be Brooklyn Mirage. It could be the Mercury Lounge. It could be Baby's All Right. It could be Masquerade Garden. I don't know. The sky's the limit for PLUKO. So thank you so much for who you are. And one thing I will mention is this. If you do need someone to, announce people, or like if you are bringing any like little guys with you, like you brought Gilligan Moss, you brought demo tapes. I'm so happy you brought demo tapes. Thank you so much for that. I love them to the death. Demo tapes is amazing. I'd be more than happy to be like an MC for the next NYC show if it ever happens, because I love to tell people these are people you need to listen to. These are people you need to see, and they are making this incredible work. And I would love to be a part of that.
Be a great MC.
Thank you.
Great. You gotta. Yeah, no, that'd be sick. A little. I think it'd be great. Brownies and lemonade. They gotta get you as the MC, because they do MCs sometimes. That'd be great.
That would be amazing.
Tell them they gotta fly you to that festival they're doing in Mexico, and you can be the MC.
In March. I know. I so badly want to go. But yeah, I would love to do that. Or if you do anything virtually, like you were part of Digital Mirage, which is also part of Browns Lemonade in Proximity, right? You did.
What was that?
You're part of Digital Mirage.
Digital Mirage. Yeah.
Right. If they do something like that again, if they choose to do so, hopefully not back in lockdown. But if they choose to do that again, I'd be more than happy to be a virtual MC and tell people, here's who's coming up next. Welcome to the stage, this name, and just like give them the respect and the attention they so definitely deserve. Both little or big, I don't care. you all deserve the spotlight.
Oh, you'd kill it. You'd kill it.
I definitely would.
You're kind of an MC already. You're like a Twitter MC.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you so much. And please give Rise and Lemonade my recommendation. Maybe I'll try talking to them if they're following me on Twitter. But dude, give my recommendation. Let them know, because I would love to do that. And if you ever, again, you headline show in NYC, be more than happy to represent the best way I know how. It will be splendid.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, next time I'm in New York. Yeah. No, I'd love to see you at a show. And yeah. And let me know where you want me to send that sweatshirt and that t-shirt to.
I definitely will. I'll make sure I send you my address. But dude, the second I get that sweatshirt, I'm taking pictures. I want to make sure I look good for Splendid Society. That's how much I love your brand. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm stoked to see you, and I'm stoked to see you stunning in it.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute honor. Thank you so much, PLUKO. We truly appreciate you.
It was good talking to you. Have a great day and stay safe. And hopefully I'll see you around.
Yep. You too, PLUKO. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay. Bye.